So this is my Magic the Gathering collection. Yeah. Why hello boys and girls. Now before fighting games and cosplaying, I used to be big into Magic the Gathering. Started back in middle school. I was watching some kids play during lunchtime. And I'm like, what y'all playing? Poker? They're like, no, this is Magic the Gathering. I'm like, oh, I want to play. I want to learn. It's like, oh, there's like a lot of rules. But is this like, can I play? It's like, well, you have to have your own deck. And I was just like, how can I get my own deck? And they said like you have to buy like cards and make your own deck. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, can you all let me borrow your deck and so I can play? So, they let me their deck, and I'm just like playing. And at first, it's overwhelming, just like how anyone would start playing Magic the Gathering. And like after a while getting used to it, and I'm like falling in love with the game because I love the strategy behind Magic the Gathering. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get my own deck. So they have like extra like common cards, and they just like give them to me. They give me their leftovers and stuff like that. So I just like scrounge up like a random deck. I had to like buy lands and have this like makeshift deck so I can like at least learn. So I always have like the same deck with me, and you had like these kids always have like bring like these boxes with cards and stuff like that. I don't know why they would bring it to school. I guess to like flex, like hey, look at this box here. I have a lot of cards. Here I am with this like dinky hand me down deck that I got from leftover cards. But after a while, I'm getting used to it, getting used to the rules, and fall in love with the game. And then like back in my neighborhood, I realized like other kids play too, so I started playing with them. And then we would go to this bowling alley called Don Carter's, which is next to my neighborhood. And we would go there, and there was like other kids playing. So there's like a lot of people playing this game. And the thing is, like when I'm like surrounded by these people playing, they always have multiple decks, and have these long boxes and stuff. It's quite intimidating, but it's exciting because like it just shows me it's just like like what level to get up to be very good. I mean at the time like there was no internet or anything like that, so it's kind of like what you see is what you get. So one day like my sister saw me like I got Magic the Gathering cards, and she was just like, Uncle plays that game too, right? And I'm like, really? So I called up my uncle. His name was Bahai. And I was just like, hey, Bahai, like, you play Magic the Gathering? He's like, yeah. You play too? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, you should stop by my house and we can play some games. So, like, I'll come over to his house, and my uncle, like, have, like, boxes upon boxes of Magic the Gathering cards. And I'm just kind of like, wow, this is ridiculous. Like, I never see anyone with this many Magic the Gathering cards. And so we're playing, and he was really amazed. Like I was able to like understand the grasp of the game. And he's like, "Wow, it's just like you're like a prodigy." And I'm just like, I don't know if he was saying it because he's my uncle, but I'm just like I really want to be good at Magic. I want like it would be like awesome to be like number one at this game. Because everyone plays it. And then he's just like, I'm pretty sure like with the pace that you're going, he says like, you could be like the best. And I'm like, huh, like, well, I'll see what I can do. So I become very obsessed, and it's just like no matter where I'm at, like I'm always playing somebody in Magic the Gathering. So like one day I went to Don Carter's by myself, and they usually have this like like this monthly thing. It's like for like baseball card collectibles and stuff. And I always stop by there, and I don't buy anything. I was just like looking at the cool stuff. And I saw one guy, he has like, he had like a Magic the Gathering logo. So I came up to him, I was like, hey, do you sell Magic packs? And he goes like, I don't sell them by the packs, I sell them by the box. I'm like, box? And he's like, yeah, I sell them for a box for $65. And during the time, I was like, what, 13, 14 at the time, like $65 is a lot of money. But like I did the math, there's like 36 packs in a box, and retail they sell them $3 a piece. So that's like what, $108 right there. So but this guy's selling for 65, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's a very good deal. I'm like thinking to myself, do I have $65? And I think I had $65 in my piggy bank. So I went back home and I went to my piggy bank. I have like more than $65 in there. So I'm like, oh snap. So I gathered like $65, went back to the guy, and I want to buy a booster box. So I got the booster box and I'm like, wow, like this is awesome. Because like when I got home and I opened the box, there's 36 packs in there. It's like, it feels like you're rich. And I look at all these packs, I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Because you would buy one pack at a time in retail, but I had 36 packs. So I had a game plan. I'm going to open 18 packs, and I'm going to sell the 18 packs. And 18 times 3 is what? $54? So all I have to do is get $11. And after selling 18 packs, get $11. Go back to the guy that goes there every month. So I kept repeating the cycle until, sure enough, I have a lot of cards now. And I'm still like selling packs just to generate money so I could keep buying these booster boxes. And then I'll come back to my uncle's house and I'll show him like, hey, look at this box. And he's like, wow, where'd you get all this? And I tell him my methods. And he's like, wow, you're very smart. And I'm just like, I was humbled, and I was just like, I still didn't know if that, if it's because he's my uncle. And I was just like, oh, stop. And then he's just like, no, seriously, this is not something like a middle schooler would think of. And I told him, I was like, I really want to be the best. And he told me, like, no matter what happens in the future, when you're still playing Magic or not, it's like, do not get rid of your cards. Keep them. Because I'm pretty sure, like, 20 years down the road, it's going to be worth a lot of money. And he's like, at the rate that you're going, you're learning, you're getting all this resources from magazines, you have a flow of like, buying packs. And he's just like, you could be really big into this game. One day at my friend's house, he was telling me that like there's like this tournament at Pastors of Future. And he was just like, I think we all should go. And he's like, I think you could do well, Will. And I'm like, really? It's just like, hey, it's like I kept seeing like all these tournaments like in those like magazines I read. So I'm like, well, let's see what happens. I built this deck. This is based off this guy named David Sly. It's called like the Sly deck. And I guess now like the deck has evolved to Red Deck Wins. But like I played my own variation of the deck. It's more aggressive. I call it Kamikaze Sly. And with this deck, like, I haven't been beaten by anybody. Like, anyone from middle school, my friends, the people I've seen at Don Carter's, my uncle. So I'm like, I want to test out this deck. So there's rules that you got to go by, but my deck was okay for extended. And they had this extended tournament, so we went. And I think I was like probably one of the youngest ones there. And it was like a lot of people, and sure enough, like I came in first place in that tournament, and I was so happy. Like, I was young at the time. I was like extremely happy. Like, wow, I won a tournament. There was like grown ass dudes in there, and I couldn't believe it. I won, I think like $150, and I felt like I won the lottery or something. It was really crazy. My friends were happy, and what I do, like, when I get like $150, like I'll pay my other friends like their entrance fee, which is like $10. So it's like I get $150. So whoever my friends that were with me, and I gave them $10. It's I feel like it's a group effort, and then they had like another tournament a month later. Showed up, and everyone looked at me is like, oh man, there he is. There's the kid, And I won that tournament. A month after that, I won that tournament. But then after like the third tournament, they stopped doing tournaments because someone got caught stealing. And Pastors of Future decided not to run any tournaments for the rest of the year. I still stay hungry. I still like read information, and I still sell the booster packs, and I still buy them from the boxes and stuff. And until 2003, that's when I decided to stop. And I'm like, what? I want to focus on something different, like fighting games. And after that, the rest was history. So this is my Magic the Gathering collection. Yeah. I don't know when I bought this, but I was about to bling out a deck. If I ever do decide to come back, I want to come out in style, you know? Where to begin? Well, for starters, this is a binder here. This is the my Mirage collection. When I visit my uncle, like, he would have like binders of complete collection. I think he actually had the whole collection of Alliance, and he spent a lot of money to complete that collection because it's really expensive to buy Alliance packs at the time. So I wanted to do the same thing, and I wanted like the whole Mirage set. And my uncle was just like, you know, that's a very difficult task because Mirage is considered as a standalone set. Usually with Magic, they have like one standalone set, which has like nearly like 250 to 300 cards, individual cards. And then afterwards, they'll have two expansion sets, which is like around 150 individual cards. You know, when he collected Alliance, I'm trying to remember, yeah, Alliance was the expansion of Ice Age. And Mirage is just a standalone set. So I'm like, but, you know, I had my heart set on Mirage just because, you know, I started in 1996 and Mirage came out, so I want to complete it. It took me about a couple years, but here's all like the Mirage packs, and I finally complete the whole set. Now I shocked my uncle for completing it, but I think like he spent way more money on Alliance because at the time, like, Alliance is so hard to get the packs. Like, you spend a ton of money on freaking boxes. Back in the day, I believe the most expensive card was Hammer Garden. Let me see here, so I can find it. Yeah, I was happy to get a copy of Hammer Garden. I remember when I opened the Mirage packs, I used gloves. So with the Hammer Garden, I even put a sleeve in there and put it in there. So I've never touched a Hammer Garden, but nowadays Hammer Garden is not worth that much. Instead, currently right now, if I can find it, the most expensive card in Mirage is Lion's Eye Diamond. Let's see how much Lion's Eye Diamond is. So at the moment, Lion's Eye Diamond is worth $331 according to MTG price. So in these boxes, it should be all like commons and uncommons. I took like my uncle's habits, and he told me to alphabetize these. These are loose alphabetized. Like, this is like all A's together, but it's not like completely alphabetized in the A's. But if I need a card that begins with B, I have to go, you know, you can go in the B section. But yeah, like, there's a Saga, Davido. So yeah, like, these are all commons and uncommons. This is box number 1. This is box number 2. And this is box number 3. I don't know what happened. What is this? This is like a assortment of stuff for some reason. Why wasn't this organized? Oh, I think what it is, it's like, I got lazy. I was just like, oh, I'll get to it. And I bought like a bunch of boxes. And I just didn't feel like putting these in the other boxes because I have to sift through and shift everything, and I think I got lazy at this point. Because I think these are like the last set that I bought Magic cards, so I think that's exactly what I did. So yeah, I think of all my cards total combined I have about like over 10,000 cards. And these are just commons, uncommons. I'm not gonna go through these because I know you guys want to know about the juicy stuff. Here's one of the magazines I kept. This is from August of 2000, Inquest. I used to read a lot of Inquest and Scry to get like my knowledge of Magic the Gathering. I was obsessed of like learning. And it's just like, you know, I go to Walmart and they always have these magazines. I read them. And I learned their pattern because, of course, they change their magazines every month. I know like when they throw away the old magazines and they'll throw away the dumpster, it's open, anyone can grab it. So I make sure like I grab like the Scry and the Inquest. I used to have like almost every single like magazine from like 97 till 2001, I think. And I think I threw them all out because it's like taking up way too much space. But yeah, I read up a lot about it, and I always like to look at like, you know, the values, because I know back here like they'll tell you like, you know, how much each card is. Like here's like from like Arabian Nights. Let's see, I think Juzam de Jin was like the highest value card in Arabian Nights. Back then it says $155. Well, I know it's worth way more than that. But like I would look at all the values of the current sets, now memorize them. And what I do is when I go to gatherings, let me see if I can get it. I have my trade stuff. I like this like book. I bought this one during like the collectible monthly thing at Don Carter's. Oh, this is like, I have a binder. I have the good binder, which is this one, which I never traded. And then I should have like a junk binder. Yeah, I think this is it here. Here's my junk binder. It is just like cards that at the time, you know, they're just like mediocre. And I remember the prices in my head. So when I go to these gatherings, you know, if someone actually like some of the cards here, I try to pick out like something that's like high value and have very good memory. And I'd be like, you know, and I'll downplay. I was like, I guess I'll get this for that. And they're like, okay, sure. And then I rip them off. Good times. And I got this box here. I don't know what's in here. I don't think there's anything special. I think these are just like one of the last like cards that I bought from booster boxes. Again, it's like more commons and uncommons. I'm just too lazy to file them, so I just put it here. So I don't have to worry about that. I got this. This is used to be like the starter set. This is 1995. I didn't buy this. A friend of mine bought this, and he just gave me like the box. He just like cared about it because I think you get like a free like good card in there. Forgot what it was. But I was just like, can I have this box because it looks so cool. I just put like 2 random like starter decks here because I believe this is supposed to come with like 2 basic decks. Oh shoot. It's got a little sticky here. Like a Magic the Gathering. You can see a Magic the Gathering pouch. I wonder what's in here. I forgot. It's been a while. Oh, I think these are just like little gems. Little gems here, if you can see it. I think this is like your life count. I think they have like 20 each of these colors. This is another thing like a different friend of mine gave me as a gift. Ultra Pro. I wonder what's in there. I think this holds like this. Yeah, this holds like 5 decks. But I never really like to bring it because like I'm not the type of person who brings like a bunch of decks. Like I'm a bit of a minimalist, ironically. When it comes to Magic, like usually I would bring like maybe 1 or 2 decks, and I would bring my junk binder, and then that's really all I bring, you know, because humans do steal, unfortunately, and that's why I just don't like to carry like a bunch of stuff though. But this was nice. I got this big bad boy here. I think this is all like my like rares, because like I don't file like my rares in these boxes. I keep them separate, and I think there's like a box in here, and I think all these are rares if I'm not mistaken. God, this is really freaking packed. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's like anything like foils or rares, it's like all in here. See his avatar of Will's. I had like this gimmick, like my name's Will obviously. And anything that has like Will in it, like I try to like, you know, get. Like Will the Wisp here. I got this as a gift from Pastors of Future for winning one of their tournaments, in addition to them giving me money. I think this has like my decks and stuff. Here's a deck box here. I wonder what this is. Oh, I think this is like... This is drawn by like Tony D. Tillirzi. Like, not really much into like the art. But if there's like one artist I do like is Tony D. Tillirzi. Trying to see what deck this is. I think I made this deck like 2011, 2010. And I was considering about coming back, and then for some reason I didn't. This was actually... I think this is like the red and green land deck. It's been such a long time. Here's all like my notebooks. Like when I have like an idea, I always bring this with me, and I jot down some like notes, like deck ideas. You know, here's an example here. Blue Control, March 20, 2000. I want to revise my good old blue deck. Basically, it's draw, go, control. And I also like to jot down, like, you know, if I fight like really good opponents, I jot down like notes of like how our matches go, and I go back and I, you know, look what's there to improve. And this I wrote a lot of notes. That's crazy. Like all these deck ideas, all, you know, deck analysis. Wow, this is good times. I was Deku before Deku. If you look at the rest of the stuff here, this is a bunch of random miscellaneous stuff. Let's get to the juicy part. Like, I know I have a lot of value on my rares. And you already saw Lion's Eye Diamond Mirage, $331. Now, let's go down the list and see what I could find. So, Alliance has this card. It's like one of my favorite cards, and it's probably like one of the best cards in Magic. It's called Force of Will. And let me see how much Force of Will is. In Alliance, Force of Will is like worth $103.98. It fluctuates. It used to be $200, but like it will always be consistently like 100 plus. And I know for a fact that I have like 10 of them. I think I got 10 Force of Wills. Let me see if I can find them. Here's one Force of Will. I think I have multiple copies behind here. Let me check. Well, here's two. This is like my stasis deck. It's a pretty annoying deck. If you're willing to play an hour game with me, I use my stasis deck. Here's 4 Force of Wills. As I searched through, I know I have more Force of Wills. I swear I gotta have 10. I only could find 6. But I'm really confident I had 10 total. But there's so many cards. One day I have to truly organize this. This is like a mess. Next is Vampiric Tutor, which is around 98 bucks. Ugh, I know I have that card somewhere. Okay, I had this in like one of my black decks. So here's 3 Vampiric Tutors from Visions. These are $98.99 each. I have the 6th edition. This is a re-release, so usually re-releases are not that much value. But nonetheless, I have 4 Vampiric Tutors. Next is Weatherlight. Weatherlight, like back then, wasn't that popular. And according to like how the cards are worth, it's still not popular. No Rod is worth $69.98, and I'm very confident I have it. So next is Tempest. Man, Wasteland. Wasteland used to be worth like a lot of money. I actually have like 12 copies, like around like 12 copies of Wasteland. Wasteland was uncommon. But I remember it used to be up like $50, $70-ish. Now it's $28.98. So I'm assuming currently right now it's like didn't have much value index. But the top 2 cards are Intuition, which is worth $148.98, and Skull Rack for $100.98. I'm pretty confident I have 2 of those. Or not 2 of each, but I have both of those cards. So I searched these where my rares would be. I guess I don't have them. I could have sworn I had both of them. That drives me crazy. Skull Rack. I know I had a Skull Rack somewhere. I need like a thorough search, but I'm really confident I have both of those. I don't think I ever used it in a deck. Why is this bothers me? So apparently I don't have Intuition or Skull Rack. I was confident I had one of those 2. I gotta look through it again. I don't know if I remember using Intuition in a deck. I can visualize the picture. For some reason, don't have it. Alright, moving on to Stronghold. Okay, Mox Diamond, $685. Sliver Queen, $224. Okay, I just saw my Sliver Queen in my rares. Oh, there it is. Good old Sliver Queen, $225. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I have multiple copies. So this is worth $225. I have 3 of them. Sliver Queen, Sliver Queen, Sliver Queen. $225. So Mox Diamond, $685. Here it is. And I have 4 of them. So Exodus, Survival of the Fittest, $284.98. City of Traders, $199. I should have both of those. So City of Traders, $199. I got 4 of them. Huh. I guess I don't have Survival of the Fittest. Remember Survival of the Fittest was like broke. They had to ban the card because of Rexer decks using Recurring Nightmare and Survival of the Fittest. And I don't think I got my hands on it because it was so hard to get Survival of the Fittest. Because between Recurring Nightmare and Survival of the Fittest can be used in multiple decks. I think that's why I don't have it. That or I think I traded to my friend Chuck. So Urza Saga has about 6 cards that's worth over $100. Topping the list is Gaia's Credo, $680. Gilded Drake, Sarah Santham, Yawgmoth's Will, Time Spiral, Tolian Academy. And I know for a fact I have 2 Gaia's Credo. I just saw it when I was sifting through. So boom. 2 Gaia's Credo. 680 a piece. I know I have Yawgmoth's Will. Remember I told you anything named Will in the card I try to get my hands on. So here's Yawgmoth's Will here. And I think I have multiple copies if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I got 2 copies of Yawgmoth's Will. Here's a Sarah Sanctum. Don't have Gilded Drake. Don't have Tolarian Academy or Time Spiral. I know I must have a Time Spiral somewhere. Okay, Urza's Legacy, Grim Monolith. I know I have like 4 in my artifact deck. Where is it? So Grim Monoliths. I have 4 of these bad boys. Urza's Destiny, nothing over $100, but I saw a replenish for $80.99. Yeah, I know for a fact. I used to have a replenish deck until they banned replenish. It's such an OP card. You know what's funny? So here's replenish. I actually have 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Mercadian Mass. I know it wasn't popular back then. Highest card is Food Chain for $60.99. And then next is Rashidian Port for $29.34. I think I have Rashidian Port somewhere. Food Chain. I don't remember having it, so we'll skip that. Wow, Nemesis is garbage. Like the highest card is Mod Catcher for $12.49. But yeah, if I recall, like Nemesis wasn't that popular either. Next is Prophecy. Wow, the Mercadian like block is like terrible. Highest card is Heuristic Study for $21.74. So let's just skip that. Promox $44.60. I'm sure I have a Chromox somewhere, but I think I only have 1. Yeah, I can't seem to find Chromox. I know I have at least 1 somewhere. Well, that's it with my collection. One of these days I have to really organize these cards. Kept putting it off. Obviously, it's a lot of freaking cards. But one thing I do want to show off is I do have Dual Lands from Revise. I have 1 Bayou, which is $391. 1 Scrub Land, which is $226. 1 Badlands, $348.99, and 2 Tundras for $395 a piece. And I'll show you here. So this is my collection. I want to know what your thoughts, what you guys think. You post on the comments down below. I am going to do a contest. I am going to give away one of my Force of Wills. To be part of the contest, all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, Force of the Will, and post a comment down below. And once we reach to 1,000 subscribers, I am going to go back to this video and choose one person from the comment section, and that person is going to win 1 copy of Force of Wills. So that's it with my vlog. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.